Hello, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. Welcome back to my channel, Dragons. It is always a pleasure to have you. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Violetta Alexis. I am a professional tarot reader and studying to become a professional Western astrologer. We're going to be taking a look at what December 2023 has in store for you in regards to the tarot. If you guys have not, make sure that you do like the video. It certainly helps the channel and putting it into the algorithm. And if you have not, make sure that you subscribe. Also, to keep in mind, or a little note to my dragons that are already subscribed, make sure that you guys unsubscribe and resubscribe. There's something going on where there's a little bit of a glitch where people aren't really getting notified when I am going live. And while you're on it, while you are pressing the subscription button, make sure you guys also turn on all notifications for my channel, so that way you're definitely guaranteed to get notified, okay, when a video does come out. If you want to book a personal reading with me, violettaalexis.com is where it's at. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I highly advise that you do. There's lots of little goodies on there, okay? So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at December 2023 for you, Taurus. Okay. Please excuse my computer over here. What's going on for Taurus? The Four of Pentacles in reverse. Didn't know where I was going to put that. Challenged by the hidden inner strength in reverse. The Queen of Swords for what happened in November 2023. What's going to happen in January 2024 is the Three of Cups in reverse. What's going on in your headspace for December is the Hermit in reverse. What's going on in the heart space is the Seven of Swords. Interesting. Your advice is the High Priestess in reverse. I heard stop ignoring red flags. The Ten of Wands for external forces out of your control. The Hierophant in reverse for hopes and or fears. And the Queen of Wands for your outcome. Gemini had that there. The Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Cups in reverse for your theme. So you know what this is giving me? You know what this is giving? You know what this is giving? This is giving me you taking some kind of crappy circumstance and changing it for the better, or being able to utilize it to strengthen you a little bit. This is making me feel with that Four of Pentacles in reverse and the hidden inner strength in reverse, I kind of feel like this is your time to let loose and kind of rebel a little bit. You guys do have Uranus in your sign, so I think this is now the time to really be taking risks. I see in the past you do have this Queen of Swords archetype here, so I just feel like this is you guys. I think that maybe you've been through a lot in the past year and a half, which you guys did. You had the North Node on your sign. And so now you're a lot wiser for it. And I feel like maybe you were making some pretty wise decisions back in November. Then here in the near future, Three of Cups in reverse could be third party situation, could be drama, could be you being like F off and wanting to be by yourself, to be completely honest, especially in regards to the Hermit in reverse and the Seven of Swords in the upright. This was going on in your mind, this was going on in your heart. This to me is the sense of maybe I should venture back out there, but maybe I shouldn't. There could be the sense of you trying to preserve your heart, protect your heart in some way. And so I feel like there could be a little bit of paranoia, but it feels more of like a self-preservation. Your advice, High Priestess in reverse, needing to, learn your potential, needing to explore your potential, also needing to list your intuition. The Ten of Wands for external forces. A lot going on. I feel like what this is somebody is piling more onto your plate, but I don't feel like this is negative. I feel like it's something that's going to benefit you. It's just going to take some work. The Hierophant in reverse for hopes and or fears. I feel like this is giving me like the Venus opposite Uranus, which I think we're having December 21st, 22nd, and you're ruled by Venus. So this is making me feel like somebody's kind of getting your goat a little bit, or somebody's kind of pissing you off, or you're I don't know. I think that you're kind of in this mode of like you desire to let people know like what you believe, this is what I stand for, etc. But I think that you fear that maybe people you'll be misunderstood. The Queen of Wands for your outcome. So this is you being very assertive, going after the things that you want. Some of you are performing a little bit, or maybe you're in the performing arts, or maybe you'll do like some kind of maybe public speaking is what I'm getting here. But ultimately, this is just you looking good, feeling good, smelling good, being sexy, not being afraid to kind of show off your shadow self a little bit either. That's what if you look at traditional Rider-Waite tarot, you're going to see that the Queen of Wands has a little black cat by her feet. That's to represent her shadow self and not trying to hide it. She's putting it right out there on display. And so I think that, sorry, it's getting a little hot in here. So I'm feeling like a lot of you guys in December are kind of letting your freak flag fly a little bit, okay? So without further ado, let's go ahead and clarify these cards. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Four of Pentacles in reverse with the hidden strength in reverse. Tell me about this. The Three of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. There's a lot of thinking going on. Like, this is a lot of, this is like Mercury, this is sword energy, so Aquarius, this is Libra. It's like, it's very thought-provoking, something that is quite thought-provoking. You have been kind of sitting back for a while and debilitating on something. Like, you've been going back and forth. Do I, don't I? Well, the Two of Pentacles comes before the Three of Pentacles, and you have the Three of Pentacles here. To me, this is some kind of like collaboration, or you finally taking some risk. It's interesting that we have the two of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles in reverse here. This is telling me that it could be something financial. Also, I think that it seems like you're attracting some people that are available to you. This is kind of reminding me of Gemini's reading a little bit, where they kind of were like collaborating with somebody, or getting some strength from other people. I feel like this is kind of what's going on with you a little bit as well. There is something that you're kind of bringing to the table, but I want to say, like, strength in numbers is kind of what this looks like. So if you've had a project, if you've been working on something, I think that adding some people to your roster or your team is going to benefit you ultimately. Let's go ahead and take a look at this Queen of Swords. I feel like you're also getting advice from people. Wow, the Hermit in reverse, the Hermit in reverse. So maybe you're thinking about the past a little bit, the things that you've learned. Yeah, in November, you overcame some stuff, or you were thinking about the stuff that you've overcame. I think that a lot of you guys had maybe some people that were a little jealous of you, or you were trying to figure out how to kind of cut through the competition. Fighting for what you believe in, fighting for what you believe to be yours was kind of maybe the theme in November in some way, shape, or form, even if you were just thinking about past circumstances that forced you to kind of do that. And so now in November, you learned a lot, and now you started applying it. So I'm excited to see where it goes, because the past, yeah, I'm not saying you didn't have a hard time, in the past, clearly you did, but I like that the Queen of Swords and the Hermit in reverse is here, because this is telling me as a reader that you got to this point in your life where you were like, you know what, I'm ready, whatever that means for you. So let's take a look. I want to see that Three of Cups in reverse for what's going on in January 2024, because this is the future. So the future of December. Ooh, wow. Ooh, somebody's trying to trip you up is what that feels like. There you are. Be careful with this. I feel like you got some shady people. It could be these people right here that you kind of bring on, but I don't know, because this is kind of showing up like, like they're there to collab. They appreciate what you bring to the table. So this is what's making me feel like this is a little unrelated. You could be having a similar theme that was coming up, that came up for you in November, that's now coming up again, where maybe you have some shady people, maybe you have some people that aren't really who they say they are. I will say this: be careful of making any snap decisions or decisions coming from a place of like a lack of self-worth, right? Like, I can think of a couple times where I did that, right? When I decided to still date the person that I was dating, even though they were a piece of crap and they treated me like crap. It's because I felt like I wasn't good enough. And so I decided to stay with them, and it was like a huge mistake, right? So these are certain decisions that we can make when it comes from a place of lack. I lack self-worth and self-love. Give me that validation. Tell me that I'm pretty. Tell me that I'm handsome. Tell me that I'm worth it. Tell me, when you just need to understand that you already are, okay, without the validation. So this is making me feel like if you feel like somebody doesn't have your best interest at heart, I would listen to that because you're probably right. We have the Hermit in reverse for what's going on in your headspace. Ooh, okay, well, I guess I'll take it. Love that. I feel like you guys are thinking or have been thinking about walking away from something or someone for a very long time. Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. You're learning something or you're thinking about learning something, but you're not quite ready to actually like move forward. It seems like there's something that is still in the beginning stages of whatever you're trying to pursue. So let's say that you are thinking about taking a writing class, and maybe you do start taking a writing class in December, right? And then somebody in the class is like, hey, would you like to help me write a screenplay? And you're like, I don't really know if I'm quite ready for that. It can be something like that. um with that Hermit in reverse, the Eight of Swords in reverse, and the Eight of Cups. Tell me about that Eight of Cups. Sorry, I do have to clarify. The Four of Swords. You want to be alone, is what this makes me feel like. Like I think that you do have people on your side, or people that are coming in and kind of collaborating with you and really appreciating what you bring to the table with that Three of Pentacles. But it's interesting because it's like, now, the Hermit in reverse is when we come out of hermit mode, but it's almost like you've come out of hermit mode just to go back in. You're like, well, this has been fun, you know? I wonder why that is. It's like you went in just to come right. It's like you came out just to go right back in. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, you went into your cave at some point, and then you came out. You're like, hey, and people are like, hey, and they're trying to get you, and you're like, no, I don't think so. Bye, and you go right back in your cave. I wonder why that is. Hmm. You have the Seven of Swords for what's going on in your heart space. So tell me about that Seven of Swords. How interesting. Are you not ready for something? It's like you're holding on to something that you don't want to lose out on, but you're also still like, your heart's still exploring some kind of options, but you're hiding something. I'm not saying it's like a bad thing, but you are like, I guess you could say this is more of like a protective mechanism. This could be you definitely like playing your cards close to the chest so that way you don't get like fucked over basically, or you don't get taken advantage of, or you don't get stole from, or you don't get hurt, or like this is like, okay, no, no, no. I have to protect like what my worth is. I feel like there's something or someone here who has the ability to make you question that at times. And it's interesting because it's like you're not letting go of something, but you're still kind of like, well, what else? Just in case, almost like a backup is what it feels like. Now, I don't know if this is a job. Okay, it could be a job, like, because your heart, in your heart, it's telling me that you very much feel like you need to protect yourself, and maybe that's why you're going back in your cave. So it's like maybe you are at a job and you're like, I just know this ain't for me, like, or I know I'm not getting what I'm worth here, and this is a little ridiculous. So it's like, yeah, maybe people appreciate you, whatever, but you have other people that are kind of like, I don't know, like it makes me feel with that hidden inner strength, like you're being asked to suppress yourself in some way, and I don't think that you want to do that. Because that's your challenge. You have people that are like, oh, yeah, this is really great, right? Three of Pentacles, but you're in the Four of Pentacles in reverse energy. Four of Pentacles in reverse is like, I'm taking a chance. Fuck it. I'm jumping over the fence. So your advice is the High Priestess in reverse. Can you speak on that, please? The Nine of Cups in reverse. Oh, the Lovers in reverse and the Seven of Swords in reverse. My goodness. Bitch, you know. Like, you know something. Like, okay, so you know how they say like, oh, not how they say, but there might be something that's like good for the group or good for another, but not necessarily good for you. Um, some of you just straight up need to leave a friendship or a relationship because they're cheating. Or and now listen, if you have a healthy relationship and you know that there's like no thought of that, just keep in mind these are just possibilities. These are just general possibilities. This does not mean that your partner of 10 years or something is like cheating on you. Like, don't freak out. But sometimes this can represent that. Like, this is like somebody feeling guilty or somebody needing to confess something that they did wrong. Um, Now, if this is you and you up somewhere, then I would definitely, think about that, right? It could definitely be you that's doing that. So if you feel guilty about something, I mean, you know what's best for you, right? So do what is best for you. But to me, this high priestess in reverse and that nine of cups in reverse is making me wonder if there's a secret that you're keeping. Or is it that you're not content? But it's like you're ignoring that. You're not really this is making me, because the nine of cups in the upright is like about individuality, right? And this is about like I'm content with self, like with where I'm at, right? But it's in the reverse. So I'm almost wondering if it's about another, especially with that lovers in reverse. But this could also be like you being selfish. But I feel like this is more around you needing to be honest with yourself about what you're getting out of something. Like, why are you still here? So that 10 of wands is there. And this is for external forces outside of your control, which isn't always bad or good. It can be whatever. The page of swords, interesting. The 10 of swords in reverse. Yeah. Hmm. I really feel like somebody's watching you. Like somebody is watching you, not in like a bad way. It's just simply out of curiosity. What does this person want? The Queen of Pentacles in reverse. The Page of Cups. Somebody may see that you're busting your ass and actually not getting what you're worth with that Queen of Pentacles in reverse right next to it. And I think that this may be somebody who wants to kind of help you with that, maybe even wants to help you evolve and go after your passions. I feel like you have a little bit of an admirer here. This could be somebody younger, so keep that in mind. But ultimately, this could be, though, on the flip side of things, this can be where there's just a lot being piled onto your plate and you're kind of having a hard time with like scheduling routines. You could have a hard time with like self care because you are so focused on everything that's kind of coming at you. And so you could feel a little overwhelmed. I think that you know, my advice to you is a little bit of self care can go a long way, especially when you feel like you have the world on your shoulders. So let's take a look at that Hierophant in reverse for hopes and or fears. The Strength in reverse. Six of Cups in reverse, Five of Cups in reverse. Well, keep in mind that the theme of this is the Six of Cups in reverse with the Wheel of Fortune. I really think that once you realize that someone or something is just simply not in alignment with you, you're going to be like, okay, well, let me move on. It makes me feel like there's a situation that's almost that you keep giving into that is blocking your blessings, and you're not realizing how bad it's actually hurting you. And I think that once you're able to finally release that, you're going to see all of the things that were meant to be there. But only once this is removed is what this makes me feel like. But the thing is that you're going to have to muster the courage and the strength to do it. And I don't know why this is so hard for you to overcome. Maybe it's sexual abuse, I don't know. And maybe that's affecting you every day. I have no idea what you've been through or what you're going through on a personal level. But um, I do know that you do want to either forgive or you want to forget or you want to release it, because I think that there are some fundamental things that you really need to do in your life, whether that's like learning something, educating yourself on something, focusing on your religious or your spiritual beliefs or whatever it may be, your studies. I don't know, right? There's something fundamentally that you need to do in order to raise your confidence. So it's like, if this person is like, hey, you want to co-write a screenplay with me, and like you don't feel confident in doing that, maybe it's because there hasn't been enough effort, enough meat and potatoes put into the thing that you genuinely want to do, because you've been focused on whatever this shitty other thing is. So I feel like all of this really goes hand in hand. You have the Queen of Wands for your outcome, which I absolutely love. So let me see this. Ooh. Some of you may end up attracting a King of Pentacles archetype. If you are single, this is like somebody who has the money, has the job, has the business, right? This is like a businessman, businesswoman, somebody who's going to maybe show you something different than you've seen before, somebody who deeply understands you. Could also be a Venus in Cancer, somebody who's getting you out of a disappointing situation and showing you, hey, not everybody's like this, not everybody is a piece of shit. It can be like that. So this can be why you've been like, okay, I came out here, I saw what these people are about, or I tried to collaborate. Now I'm going right back in my cave. Maybe just felt like you needed to regroup and like re-educate yourself on something before you felt like you could put something out there. The Queen of Wands and the Knight of Swords for your outcome. Honestly, love this. This to me is you figuring out where your true power comes from. And I think it's just essentially about you being you being you and expressing yourself in your most authentic way that you possibly can. Um, this to me is you being confident enough to be able to get in the ring with the big boys. You know what I mean? So this is making me feel like you were a small fish in a big pond, and you came out behind your little coral reef after a while, and you realized there were still like bigger fish than you, and you were okay with that, but you were like, but let me make sure and regroup and wait till my fins get bigger so I can kind of come out there and feel like I'm really a part of something. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but to me it just makes me feel like you're in the ring, or you've been in the ring with some really like big people or something, but it's like you gotta keep training, I guess you could say. It's like it's kind of like when a fighter prepares for a fight, and you gotta get in there in the gym, and you gotta eat right, and you gotta do all this stuff. And I feel like you've been kind of doing this, and you know what your worth is, like what you should get paid for a fight, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And if you feel like somebody's like in your corner in the ring, but you really know they ain't in your corner, right? They're like low-key like throwing shade while you're out there fighting, like, or whatever, right? I would listen to that. Okay. So you got survival for your advice, Taurus. It's interesting that he's hiding there, kind of like I was talking about in your cave, like you going in that cave. You know what I kind of want to do? I kind of want to read the blurb. I want to read what this says, because it's very interesting that I see him hiding, that little crow. I see him hiding under there, because it's reminding me of what I said about the cave. And so I'm kind of wondering. So let's just go ahead and read it. Survival. The crow is trapped in a bush as the hungry fox patiently waits for his meal. When we are in survival mode, we are restricted. We, like the crow, cannot fly. This card calls your attention to how you are feeling about a situation. Are you hunkered down, waiting for the threat to be over, or are you moving, doing your best to find a path out? When we are in survival mode, our possibilities are limited by a creative mind solely focused on getting through a difficult situation. It is in this space that we are not thinking about future opportunities, as the decisions we make are done so to simply release any immediate pain. Because of this, we risk accepting a quick fix that limits our growth. Wow. So once again, not accepting less than what you're worth, I feel. Like I said, I feel like you guys have really been through something that is kind of like fucked with your head a little bit. Don't live in that place. It's fine to draw wisdom from that place, but try not to live in that place. You have to just establish these healthy boundaries with people, with yourself, even when it comes to even something as simple, what we think is simple, your day-to-day routine, and making sure that you're sticking to these things and not living in this place of like trauma all the time or whatever, because there's something big that you're supposed to bring to the table here, and I feel like you're going to do it, but there's something fundamentally as well that I feel like you need to work on before it becomes bigger than what it's supposed to be. So, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements, it was an absolute pleasure. Please like the video. If you did like the video, please make sure that you do like it so that way it gets into the algorithm. Leave a comment in the comment section to let me know how you think that this December 2023 will be playing out for you. If you have not hit the subscribe button, please do so. And when you do hit the subscribe button, make sure that you turn on all notifications so you are 100% guaranteed to get the notifications when I do go live or when I do post the video. If you would like to get a little deeper, you can always book with me at violettalexis.com. Also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Got a lot of goodies on there. So it was a pleasure, Taurus, and the absolute best of luck to you and yours for December 2023. Till next time.